Hello, I'm hissatsu 5 and this is my tabletop review over the hissatsu Foldle, my preferred tactile folding knife that I carry with me everywhere I go. And let's get started by talking about the stats. This knife's blade length is 3.875 inches long or 98 millimeters long. The blade thickness is 0.15 inches or 3.8 millimeters. The steel is Aussate, which has been a very good steel in my opinion. I've used it quite a bit. Its rock weld hardness is between 58 and 59 rock weld hardness, and the handle length is 5 inches or 127 millimeters, and the overall length of the knife opened is 8.75 inches or 222 millimeters long. The weight is 5.8 ounces or 164 grams, and the MSRP price for this knife is $99.99. But if you go on the internet looking around, shopping on the internet, you can find this knife for about $62.50, that is. And that's on Newgram and knife websites like that. So it's not outrageous. This knife has the hissatsu style blade shape, based after the fixed blade hissatsu, and I have a review of that. I'll annotate the link. And like I said, it has the hissatsu blade shape, which makes it an excellent stabbing knife. Has a very pointy, very strong point, and it's extremely sharp too. And as you can see right here, the bolt, the pivot bolt, is very big, and that's to increase the strength, so when you're stabbing with this knife, the lock doesn't fail on you. The other feature they have on that is this, I forgot what it's called, but it's a secondary lock that you have to press down to actuate the leaf spring lock. So I never had any problems with this lock failing on me. Very comfortable in the hand, you can move it around very easily. Different thrusting and slashing grips. It's very ergonomic, very lively in the hand, just like its big brother. It is ambidextrous, left-handed or right-handed, but only in the tip-up carry, which is not a problem for me at all. The deployment stud is also ambidextrous, so lefties, you can carry this too. And on the website, or most websites, you'll see advertised for this knife to buy the outburst assisted version or the non-assisted version. And I bought the assisted version because I was told that you can disable it if you ever wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, but some people, I guess in different countries or different states could deactivate the assisted feature depending on the laws of this area they're going to. And I thought, well, that might be a good idea. I might want to play around with it and turn off the assisted blade. And I tried and failed miserably. I unscrewed this screw in here like they said, and then I tried moving this pin out, pressing that pin out so the spring can be removed, and it just won't work. I can't disable it. I called the company and they said, well, you can either send it to us and we'll disable it for you, or if you want, you can just buy a new hissatsu that's not assisted, because they said this particular assisting mechanism on this knife has been one of the hardest knives to disable the assisted mechanism to, if that makes sense. They said they get a lot of calls on this knife about how hard it is to disable the assisted mechanism, so they often recommend either buying a new one that's not assisted or sending it to the company. And I was like, well, it's not a big deal. I like the assisted mechanism on here, so I'll just keep it how it is. But just keep that in mind. If you're in a place that does not allow assisted blades, or you don't necessarily like assisted blades, it's very hard to disable. But for the most part, I don't see why you would want to disable it. It's very easy to open and close with one hand. Although I've had a lot of people complain to me when they ask to see this knife. I'll be carrying it around, and some of my friends will say, "Hey, let me see that knife," and they'll try to open it, and what they'll do is they'll try pressing straight up on the thumb stud instead of pressing up and away like that. And some people are just talking to, they say they can't open the knife, but it's really easy to open if you use common sense. Put your thumb right here on the thumb stud and press kind of off to the side like that. But all in all, this is a great knife. It's an excellent self-defense knife. That's pretty much all it's made for. It's a very purpose-built knife, made for self-defense. It's not made for hunting, EDC task, or utility task. It is made out of it has a Zytel handle, and it has some traction bumps on there, but it's not so much that it's going to ruin your pocket clip. It's not extremely sticky or tough, but it will stay in your hand. And through my experience, it does not slip around, but it's still very easy to maneuver. The man who designed this knife, his name is James Williams, and he studies Japanese martial arts as far as Kenjutsu, Tenno-jutsu, Aikido Jiu-jitsu, and all of that stuff. And he feels that this is the best self-defense blade out there. He designed the hissatsu blade shape. I told you already, the Osraku blade shape, after a Tanno made famous by Takeda Shingen. And I probably mentioned this in my other review, that Tannos without the Tsuba or handguard is called a Ayakuchi style Tanno. And this one, you can plainly see it's not decorated like the other hissatsu. Hissatsu is a Japanese word that means final blow or death blow, very similar to coup de grace in French, which basically means, this is the knockout punch or the killer move. And it's been real comfortable. I haven't had to use it in any self-defense situation, so I'm really happy about that. And there it is, my hissatsu photo. Also, I just want to point this out. It does take a torque screw to take apart this knife or to move the pocket clips. And this pocket clip does have a little, it's known to kind of move around like that a little bit. It does do that. But for the most part, if you just keep it tight, you should have no problems. It's a very sturdy, stiff pocket clip. And there it is, my hissatsu photo. I've stabbed it through plywood, still tough. I'm hissatsu 5, and I'm out.